Hello there, Kenneth B again, Blue Collar Guy. Just wanting to show you an upgrade that I recently made to the Wolff e-bike, and not to sound like a broken record, but not to be confused with the Daymak Wolff series bikes. This is actually a separate company. This particular model is the Utopia. So on the Utopia, the one thing that I mentioned that I did not like or wanted to improve was the braking system, because for a heavy rider of 300 pounds, you definitely don't want to have problems with your brakes. So the brakes that came with the bike are adequate. They work fine. But if anyone was to, like jump out in front of you like a little kid or a car, because this is an e-bike, and by the way, they go pretty quick, you're going to want some extra stopping power if you're a heavier person. You want more grab. So I just wanted to show you the procedure in which I did. I'm not going to go into the, the whole thing, but it's actually a quite simple process. And I wanted to show you the difference between a disc brake and hydraulic brake. So a lot of times when you see hydraulic brakes, they will change the whole line, and they'll change the caliper, and they'll change these. Well, that's not actually something that a lot of people want, because the brake levers that often come with these bikes are actually quite nice. These ones are very high quality. This one even has an integrated bell, so if I was to change all that out, you would run into problems. The other reason why you don't want to change the whole system out is because there are indicators, see that little wire going inside there, that turns on your brake light in the back. And if you change out the whole lever, you lose all that. So, and I learned that actually, just watching other videos, of course, and but none of those videos pertain to this particular bike. So very similar procedure, but I did notice some differences. So differences is the brackets that are on this part of the bike here are actually welded on. And so the extra brackets that come with the new calipers, you don't have to use them. You just remove those, and there's just there's two Allen screws here, and there's another one back there. And as you can see, you've got the calipers there. Let me see if I can activate that one to show you. Okay, so if I'm pulling them in, you can't really see it move, but the maybe on this one you'll be able to see it move. If I move it, let me see. You can sort of see it. Anyways, when they're off, you can see it a lot easier. So on this one, when I squeeze it, see how only one pad moves and the other one remains stationary? So that's the difference. When your hydraulic brakes, both pads move in equally. And to me, that also means that your rotors, that would be this disc thing here, is less likely to get warped. Because if it's being pulled in from one side all the time, it's going to throw it out of whack. So in a way, it's kind of a design flaw. They work effectively though. There's nothing wrong with them. If you're not a heavy rider, probably be just fine. They're certainly better than the calipers that used to grab the tire rims. Those ones were horrible. So these were an improvement. So this would be like a one piston, and the other ones that are on the bike that I just installed are a two piston, and all the hydraulics are inside the whole mechanism, so you can reuse everything. It's actually quite ingenious, whoever invented these. So They should give me more stopping power, and they should also grab the rotor from both sides, so less likely to warp the rotor. If anything, it'll straighten it out if there is any warps in it. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know about the brake change that I made. And the other thing that I did was I got some wet chain oil. So if you live in Canada, or you live in New York City, or you live in Detroit, this is for your chain. Put that on instead of just regular WD-40 or whatever, because that just dries it out anyway. And that'll keep your chain lubricated and protected for wet weather. Your chain will probably have to be replaced after about 2,000 miles of riding, because it'll stretch. And yeah, so but the other thing that I have done also is I bought these cable locks. Got 2 of them. These are thick enough where normal bolt cutters these are thick enough where normal bolt cutters can't get around them. So not saying that they can't get into them, but I also bought 2. So depending on how long you're locking your bike up for, depends on what level of chain and security that you need to put on it. If you live in a bigger city and you want to leave your bike locked up outside all day, well, you better buy a really good lock. If you're just stopping off at the store for an hour or a very short period of time, and it's got a high traffic public place, you could probably get away with something similar to this. Yeah, you're looking at around $30-$40 each. So I also recommend putting one around the back tire as well as the front tire, because the tires are expensive and the motor's in the back. So if they can't get the whole bike, a lot of times they'll strip what they can. So another trick is on this clip here, because you just pull this out to adjust the seat, well, the whole seat can come out. So what I'm going to do is take one of these zip ties, and I can put it around, and it'll wrap around this way, so that even though you know, they could just cut the tie and then pop it off, but at least it'll stop an opportunist, someone just walking by and saying, oh, all I got to do is pop it. Why make it so easy, right? They do make locking versions of this, so you can also get that, but you know, give it enough time, that could be defeated too. I will investigate that though. There's also other clamps for your handlebars that you can probably put zip ties on, and other things like that. So anyways, security is a whole different issue. I would recommend watching several videos on how to secure your bike properly, but one thing I do know for a fact, if you leave it outside long enough, doesn't matter what you put on it, they will take it. So the safest place for your bike to be is with you. If you're going to lock it up, if you're going to go to the store, then at least lock it up enough that you know it's going to be a bit of a turn. I also have the alarm system built into this, so I don't know if all of that would be 100% effective, but you know, I would imagine it's going to be somewhat effective. All right, so anyways, yeah, I'm still happy with the bike. Took it out for a spin, it was good. Like I said, I'm just going to try out these new brakes, and I'll give you an update on that. I do have like a GoPro style camera. I'm going to be doing a video on an actual ride in a busy city with a heavy guy like me. So like I said, I'm trying to gear this around, you know, heavy people and people that work hard for a living, you know. So if you're working in restaurants and construction and those kind of things, you're my audience. All right, so anyways, that's it for now. Take care, and I hope that you enjoyed it. The make on these is xtech. I got these ones on Amazon. I'm sure you could find other places. They were under $100 for both calipers, which is not really that bad. I would imagine they're going to give me quite a bit more performance. Okay? Thank you very much.